The victim was getting groceries out of her car when she was shot and killed. Again, all in front of her young son. Family members say Raesha was a domestic violence victim and had recently made efforts to get away.
I'd say the past 6 weeks or so, she made a concerted effort to pull away, put her foot down, attempted to get a temporary protection order. She was trying.
It hurts to even say it. They're planning goodbyes now that police have someone in cuffs.
It's been very, very much a relief for our family to know that he's been captured and we don't have to be in fear of him or any antics.
A 31-year-old mother pulls into her parents' driveway on Kelly Chapel Road, just like she had done hundreds of times before. She opens the trunk. She reaches for the groceries. And that is the last thing Raesha Heard ever does. She was shot 7 times, twice in the back, once in the chest, once in the leg, once in the head. Her 9-year-old son watched every single shot. And the man police say pulled that trigger, he wasn't a stranger, he wasn't a burglar. He was the father of her children, a rapper from New Orleans who called himself Mad Music Cali. And what made this case even more chilling, this was not the first time a woman who loved him had ended up dead. Before we talk about how Raesha Heard died, we need to talk about how she lived. Raesha was 31 years old, a mother, a daughter, a best friend. Her friends described her the same way every time, and it was never complicated. Her smile. She was the life of the party. Always so sweet. Those were the words of people who had known her since the 9th grade. The kind of friendships that outlast everything, jobs, moves, relationships. Everything, it turned out, except this. Raesha was a mother of 2. On October 11th, 2023, she was also 2 months pregnant. She had gone to her parents' home, a place that should have been safe. A place where family was, where her son was. She parked in the driveway. She opened the trunk. She never made it inside. Justin Rene Lewis was a rapper from New Orleans, Louisiana. He performed under the name Mad Music Cali, a name that carried more hustle than fame. He was the kind of artist chasing a break that never quite came. Known for approaching other rappers and recording impromptu freestyle sessions with them. Known for persistence. But the people who knew him personally told a different story. Because before Raesha Heard, there was another woman in Justin Lewis's life. Her name was Sydney Dalcour, and she was his wife. Sydney Dalcour was 25 years old when she married Justin Lewis. Her family says she loved him deeply, maybe more than was safe. She was married to Justin for 5 years, her sister Tracy later recalled. He was really abusive to her. He fought her a lot, gave her black eyes, put her in the hospital. She had to have staplers put in her head. Her family tried to get her to leave. She couldn't. She loved him so much, her cousin Mariah Dyer explained. I think she had hope and dreams that he would change his ways, and he never did. On May 18, 2017, Sydney Dalcour was found shot to death in her running car outside a New Orleans apartment complex. The engine was still on when first responders arrived. Her family said they knew immediately who was responsible. We all instantly knew he had something to do with it, her cousin said. She had no problems with nobody. She was loved. She was adored by everybody. Justin Lewis was a suspect. He was never charged, and so he walked free. 6 years passed. Justin Lewis, Mad Music Cali, moved on. He continued rapping. He continued performing. And he entered the life of Raesha Heard. Raesha's family says she had tried to get out. She had broken up with Lewis specifically, her sister says, because he was abusive. This is a person who has mistreated her for years, Raesha's sister Rhonda Heard Dickens later told reporters. But leaving an abusive relationship is rarely a single moment. It's a process, sometimes a dangerous one. According to police reports, months before October 11th, the same man had already fired shots at Raesha's car. She hadn't been injured, reportedly because the magazine fell out of the weapon. A warning that wasn't acted on. A near miss that became a preview. By October 2023, Raesha was pregnant again, 2 months along. A police report states that the child's father had asked her to terminate the pregnancy. Lewis later told authorities there was only a possibility that the child was his. What happened next tells you everything about how he saw Raesha Heard. It was a Tuesday. Raesha Heard pulled into her parents' driveway on Kelly Chapel Road in Decatur, Georgia. Her family was inside the home. Her 9-year-old son was there. She opened the trunk of her car and reached for the groceries. What happened next took only seconds. Justin Lewis opened fire 7 shots. Raesha was struck twice in the back, once in the chest, once in her leg, and once in her head. She was pregnant. She was on her parents' property, and her child, her 9-year-old son, saw every single moment. Lewis fled the scene immediately. The family inside heard the shots. By the time they reached the driveway, Raesha was gone. Within hours of Raesha Heard's murder, DeKalb County police were searching for Justin Lewis. And Justin Lewis? He went live on Instagram, while Raesha's family was identifying her body, while her son was being comforted by relatives. While her friends were calling each other in disbelief, Lewis was posting Instagram stories, filming himself on the highway, on the road, moving. In one post, he spoke directly to the accusation spreading online. "It's crazy how everybody tried to bring you down," he said, "when they don't even know what's going on." He denied responsibility. He cast doubt on the pregnancy. He kept posting. And the comments flooded in hundreds of people, watching a man they believed had just killed the mother of his children, performing his innocence for an audience. DeKalb County police searched for Lewis for 8 days. For 8 days, Raesha's family lived with the knowledge that the man who allegedly killed her was somewhere out there free. No one felt safe, her sister Rhonda said later. On October 19th, 2023, 8 days after Raesha Heard was murdered, DeKalb County police located Justin Rene Lewis in Forest Park, Georgia. He was taken into custody without incident. He was booked into the DeKalb County Jail on one count of malice murder. When Raesha's sister Rhonda got the news, she said something that stayed with reporters who covered the case. She said, "We all slept well." 3 words. After 8 days of fear, grief, and uncertainty, her family slept well for the first time. "I'm just happy that Justin is captured," Rhonda added, "because we don't want anybody else to experience this. No other family. No other family. Because Raesha's family already knew something the public was only beginning to learn." This had happened before. In 2017, Sydney Dalcour had been found shot to death in her car in New Orleans. Justin Lewis had been a suspect. He was never charged. Sydney's case, as of this recording, remains unsolved. 2 women, 1 man, 6 years apart. 1 case cold, 1 case charged. In a system that twice put women in the path of someone who allegedly could not accept a woman's right to simply leave. Here is a statistic that deserves to be said out loud. In the United States, homicide is the leading cause of death for pregnant women. Not complications, not illness, not accidents. Homicide. Research shows that a woman in the U.S. is more likely to be murdered during pregnancy or shortly after giving birth than to die from the 3 most common obstetric causes: high blood pressure disorders, hemorrhage, or sepsis combined. Raesha Heard was 2 months pregnant when she was killed. She was in her parents' driveway, in a neighborhood, in daylight. And the most dangerous person in her world was someone she already knew. That is not unique to Raesha. That is the pattern. Across thousands of cases, the data is consistent when a woman is killed. It is overwhelmingly likely that her killer is a current or former intimate partner. She tried to leave. That is what made her a target. As of this video, Justin Rene Lewis Mad Music Cali is being held on a charge of malice murder in connection with the death of Raesha Heard. The case against him continues to move through the Georgia court system. Sydney Dalcour's case remains open and unsolved in New Orleans. Her family has never received justice. Her name has largely been forgotten outside of the communities that loved her. And Raesha Heard's son, the 9-year-old boy who stood in that driveway, on October 11th, 2023, will carry that Tuesday afternoon with him for the rest of his life. Raesha Heard was 31 years old. She was a mother, a daughter, a best friend. She was described by the people who loved her most as the life of the party. She deserved to grow old. She deserved to see her children grow up. She deserved better than what she got.